Now on CoastTV News.
Circle safety. After a series of crashes, Georgetown is looking to keep cars from crashing into the historic landmark.
Details of the new superseding indictment against former President Donald Trump, how the case has changed in the wake of a Supreme Court ruling.
More breathing room for Mother Nature, how a new ordinance will affect future housing developments in Sussex County.
Attacking addiction, the candlelight vigil that brings the community together tonight.
And it looks like all the communities throughout the Delmarva Peninsula are going to be dealing with poor air quality going into tomorrow. We'll talk about that, combined with the dangerously hot conditions that we are expecting.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Healing and hope, the message that lit up the Georgetown Circle tonight. Good evening, I'm Charlie Sakaitis.
And I'm Mallory Metzner. Welcome to our news at 11. We begin tonight with a vigil for the lives lost to overdose. The community came together in the Georgetown Circle tonight for Attack Addiction's vigil. The thousands of lives lost in Delaware to the opioid epidemic were remembered. People shared messages of remembrance as they honored their loved ones lost who passed away after an overdose. Local resources and support was made readily available at the event. Corey Ryan, who works with nonprofit Oxford House, says the candlelight vigil lights a fire under the community to help people who are battling addiction.
I remember my friends every day, one in particular, part of his ashes are sitting on my desk, right? So there's not a day go by I don't think about them, but to have a day where we all are able to gather and remember those people.
Our real mission is around making sure that we erase the stigma and are able to bring a community and awareness to the disease of addiction.
International Overdose Awareness Day is this Saturday, August 31st.
CoastTV has covered the stories, cars crashing right into the Georgetown Circle. It happened multiple times this year, and new tonight in Georgetown, a new Circle Committee gathered to brainstorm just what the town can do to stop these accidents from happening. 9 community members were appointed to the committee, and the task at hand, coming up with a plan to improve safety while maintaining the beauty and the existence of the Circle, a landmark that has dotted Georgetown since the early 1970s, near the dawn of our nation.
It's the things that make your towns unique, that make people want to come to them. And our circle has been a foundation for a long time, so we're going to try to keep that.
We've got to try something to eliminate property damage, personal injury, and keep the circle beautiful.
We start with just 1 or 2 ideas, and by the end we had about 20 different things to look at, which is good, and that's the type of stuff we should be looking at.
Today marked just the first meeting of the committee. The town is hoping to be presented with recommendations that could help solve this ongoing problem sometime in the next 6 months.
Early voting starts tomorrow for Delaware's primary election. You can vote early from Wednesday, August 28th through Saturday the 31st, as well as on September 3rd from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Then from September 4th through the 8th, the polls are open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. We have a list of early voting sites on CoastTV.com. Let's take a live look outside into Lewis tonight and check in with our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams on our weather, which is only getting hotter. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening to you, Mallory. Yeah, hotter and, just harder to breathe in general. And you know what? Even the allergens are going up tomorrow. So it's going to be a very challenging day for folks that are older, that have allergies, and that may have a chronic breathing condition. So our Irish Eyes camera in Lewis right now, we're at 73 degrees, and we're expecting to stay in the low 70s for the rest of this evening. But we have an air quality alert that's in place. In fact, now it's inclusive of Delaware as well as Maryland, and this is going to be giving us a code orange for Wednesday. Now, we're at the code yellow today, but we'll go into a code orange for tomorrow. And this means folks with respiratory or heart patients need to beware of being outside for an extended period of time. And this covers all of the Delmarva Peninsula. So the heat index is likely to be at about 101 or above. So older adults, kids need to limit the outdoor fun. Mallory.
Thank you, Paul. New at 11, new rules in Sussex County are changing the construction timeline for future housing developments. County Council adopted a perimeter buffer ordinance today. It promotes the use of existing woodlands and buffers and sets rules for tree removal and replacement. The county code will require buffers to be installed before houses are built. There's also a new penalty of $10,000 per quarter acre of disturbed area for clear-cutting trees in a designated buffer. The ordinance takes effect in February 2025.
A new gas station is scheduled to be built over on Route 24 in Mulberry Knoll Road. That's already been approved, but today the Sussex County Council approved an ordinance that is related to the project. The latest change will increase the property size from 5,000 square feet to just under 6,000 square feet. It will also eliminate a 12,000 square foot office building nearby. The property was originally proposed to council in May of 2022. One person in Lewis says this could be beneficial near the highway.
If you're traveling through, or if you got a family, any place you need to pull over, use the bathroom, get something to eat. It comes to traffic with the convenience store, but it also has some upside as well.
The vote was passed unanimously at the meeting this afternoon. Special counsel Jack Smith has made his next move. Former President Donald Trump has been indicted once again for his efforts to overturn his 2020 presidential election loss. The new indictment, handed down by a new federal grand jury, has been reworked and following the Supreme Court's immunity ruling last month that concluded that presidents can have broad immunity for official acts. Prosecutors have removed some specific allegations against the former president, but the same 4 criminal charges remain. Those charges include conspiracy to defraud the United States, conspiracy to obstruct an official proceeding, obstruction of an attempt to obstruct an official proceeding, and conspiracy against rights. Trump attorneys are reviewing the superseding indictment, and Trump's running mate J.D. Vance has also weighed in.
Yeah, I haven't read the whole thing, but it looks like Jack Smith doing more of what he does, which is filing these absurd lawsuits in an effort to influence the election. I think it's clearly an effort to try to do more election interference from Jack Smith. He should be ashamed of himself, and it's one of the reasons why we have to win, because he should not be anywhere near power.
Sticking with presidential politics, former President Donald Trump says he's agreed again to a debate with Democratic presidential nominee Kamala Harris next month. Trump made the announcement today on Truth Social. He said the rules will mirror the last debate with Joe Biden. Both sides had been jockeying over the muting of mics. The Harris campaign and Trump himself have requested the mics stay on at all times, but Trump's staff had requested for mics to be muted when the other candidate is speaking. Despite that announcement, Harris's campaign said discussions are ongoing. The debate is scheduled to take place September 10th on ABC.
But before we get to the debate, Vice President Kamala Harris and Governor Tim Walz will sit for their first interview as running mates atop the Democratic ticket. CNN announced today that anchor Dana Bash will host the joint sit-down interview this Thursday at 9 p.m. in Georgia. This as Harris and Walz plan to embark on a 2-day bus tour across the critical battleground state.
Back here at home, DelDOT and the city of Lewis are looking to make one tricky intersection safer. The public is invited to talk about Sussex Drive and Savannah Road. That's near Lewis Elementary School. The city says it wants to address operational concerns, especially during school drop-off and pickup time. The workshop is on September 12th at 5 p.m. at Lewis Elementary.
Sticking with traffic news, DelDOT is closing down Taylor Mill Road in Laurel for about a week. Starting next Thursday, September 5th, the road will be closed between Fire Tower Road and West Elliott's Dam Road. DelDOT says crossroad pipes are being replaced. The road is scheduled to reopen September 13th.
Planning for a new Georgetown police building has been put on hold until October. On Monday night, the Georgetown Town Council had a public hearing to discuss the plans for a new police department. It's proposed to sit on University Drive. Some people say it shouldn't go in a part of town where only 1% of people live. Others, like Mayor Bill West, say the location is ideal for a number of reasons.
So having a building there would be good for that area that we get called to extensively. Not to say that one little area we get called more than every other place in town, but one, the people that are actually working out of the building, the admin, the detectives and all that, could respond to anything out there.
The topic will be discussed again at the first town council meeting in October. The presentation shown at the meeting is linked in the article on CoastTV.com.
30 grants are helped to restore the conserve habitats in the Chesapeake Bay watershed. The announcement comes from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service and the National Fish and Wildlife Foundation. $8.9 million going towards projects for conservation, water quality improvements, and climate resilience. The agency says more than 10,000 acres of habitat will be conserved. Recreational access to 2,000 acres will be increased. One example is the Eastern Shore and Land Conservancy, $500,000 going towards protecting marsh migration corridors between Blackwater National Wildlife Refuge and the Nanticoke River in Dorchester County.
Despite a controversial hire and even a lawsuit, Rehoboth Beach is spotlighting its city manager, Taylor Tedder, with a new monthly video series called Tedder Talks. The first episode was released today and is focused on the Rehoboth Beach Patrol. City officials say Tedder will speak with staff and community members about programs and issues that impact the city. This comes as 2 Rehoboth homeowners are suing the city over Tedder's hire, claiming it was against city charter.
We have a lot more to get into this evening.
Still to come, monster from the deep. This giant shark made one man's day, and you won't believe how he commemorated it.
Short-term rental regulations, minimum stay requirements, and maximum occupancy rules, all up for debate in Ocean City.
Now, in Ocean City, we have a concern for dense fog, but we have air quality alerts that have been issued throughout the Delmarva Peninsula. We need to get this information out to you, so don't go anywhere. Your full forecast in just 60 seconds.
The excellence of driving a Buick is matched by the excellence of the dealership experience when you own a Buick. Buick, exceptional by design.
Sign and Drive is here. Get this ultra-low mileage lease on this 2024 Encore GX Preferred for around $343 per month with 0 due at signing.
In Delaware, a family earning $67,000 a year pays the same tax rate as one making $67 million. I'm Matt Meyer, and you don't have to be a former math teacher to know that's an outrage. As governor, I'll make the super wealthy pay more in taxes so working people can pay less. By making state taxes more fair, we'll help more families get ahead. It's not just smart math, it's the right thing to do.
Democrat Matt Meyer for governor.
Well, we've been talking about the heat that we expected on Wednesday, but now we have concerns with air quality going down, piling on top of what we've already been telling you about pretty much all week long. So our Spicer Brothers camera right now, we're looking for temperature to stay in the low 70s, and you can see a bit of a haziness in the air. Well, that has to do with not only the moisture content, but also air quality. For Maryland and Delaware, actually, we have from DNREC, actually, we have a air quality alert that's now been placed for us as an orange level. Now, this covers all of Delmarva because it's Maryland and Delaware. Respiratory and heart patients, beware. This is speaking specifically to you. On top of that, we're concerned about the heat because we're going to have a drastic change in how the heat's going to hit us for tomorrow. The heat index likely to be at about 101 or higher. So older adults and children need to limit your outdoor fun. Air quality, this is from today's measurements. It's a yellow. Now we have oranges right here up in the Philadelphia area. We're expecting the oranges to go into effect for tomorrow. That's why we're telling you about it right now. Speaking of that air quality concern, if you're in any of these counties, Dorchester, Somerset, Wacomico, as well as Worcester, from Vienna, Nanticoke, Deal Island, Westover, Snow Hill, Ocean Pines, George Island Landing, Salisbury, Vienna, you're under this air quality alert. This is actually in effect for portions of Atlantic City as well, you know. Now, we also have an excessive heat watch, but it's mainly just in the extreme northern portions of the state for Newcastle. But, of course, we're in the same general region. And dense fog right off of the Ocean Pines and Ocean City coast. So we have an abundance of moisture and heat that's cranking up with the concern with air quality. It's really going to be a hard breathing day for Wednesday. 71 in Milton. So when we take a look at here we go again, we see with the yellow, we're going to climb up to, let's say, into the 90s, but with the heat index, we're going to peak at about 103 by 4 to 5 o'clock for tomorrow, according to our latest model run. And here's why. 95, for example, in Georgetown, Millsboro, Laurel. We're looking for 97 in Vienna, 95 in Federalsburg. And we're looking for 94 in Snow Hill, 96 in Berlin. The heat index, 102 to 103. Selbyville, 103. Millsboro, 103 for Wednesday. Thursday, we'll have 100s over by Seaford and Delmar. Then for Saturday, the 100s will come back up again. 99, this is going to click over to 100 by the time we get there, folks. Finally, here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling Extended Forecast. Wednesday, a yellow alert day because of the heat and the humidity.
Thank you, Paul.
Over the last 2 years, over 200 rental licenses have been made in town, and with no end in sight, the Ocean City Council is looking to add some more regulations to short-term rentals, as some worry it could get out of hand.
CoastTV News reporter Kevin Zapay shows us what those changes might look like.
Vacationers driving into Ocean City. That's the traffic we've seen all summer. But hotels aren't seeing the amount of foot traffic they used to. The Hotel Motel Restaurant Association says that's because of an increase in short-term rentals, with just under 9,000 rental licenses in Ocean City. The Ocean City Council discussed certain regulations they may be implementing, something local Angela Johnson agrees should happen.
Downtown, with all the bars and stuff, they get rowdy at night, like about midnight or something like that.
The Ocean City Council discussed 2 changes short-term rentals may be seeing soon. One regulation the Ocean City Town Council discussed is possibly adding a minimum length of stay for certain short-term rentals. The minimum length of stay would be at least 7 days for short-term rentals that are single-family homes and manufactured housing. Another potential rule is regulating the occupancy for short-term rentals. For example, 2 people per bedroom. The council hopes adding these rules will decrease the noise in town and increase the overall safety. James Ireland agrees.
It all depends on safety. You know, if you shove a whole bunch of kids in a room and they're smoking or whatever, then, you know, one of them, they all pass out.
To keep these regulations in check, the council discussed adding a sticker on the short-term rental doors, which has how many people are supposed to be in the home at once. They are also looking into hiring a local business company to manage all the short-term rentals in the area. The Ocean City Council will be sending these possible regulations to the Ocean City Planning Commission for approval. I'm Kevin Zapay in Ocean City, CoastTV News.
This brings us right into our CoastTV poll. We want to know what you think is the best minimum stay requirement for short-term rentals.
Let's take a look at the updated results from earlier tonight, and this has changed a little bit here actually. It looks like the majority, 51%, saying 3 days is a good minimum stay requirement, but 34% say there shouldn't be a minimum at all.
Basically what we're seeing here is the majority of people saying either a very short minimum or no minimum at all. But if you disagree, you can go vote, coasttv.com, or use the CoastTV mobile app. Weight loss drug shakeup, a popular medication, will be a little easier to get a hold of now.
Plus, watch out for sharks. The big beast from below surprised one Ocean City man this week.
When MAGA extremists took away our rights,
Kyle Evans Gay took action.
Kyle fought for her daughters and ours in the state Senate, delivering the strongest abortion protections in Delaware history.
She took on the NRA to ban assault weapons and protect our communities.
Led on securing our vote and our democracy.
I'm Kyle Evans Gay, and I'm running for lieutenant governor because a new generation will champion reproductive freedom and fight for our families. Let's do this, Delaware.
Chevy lets you begin every day fully charged, so you can go farther. And so can your money. Tow with confidence. Plus, stay connected with available OnStar technology. For summer adventures, Chevy's got you. Get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Trailblazer models. Or get $500 total cash allowance on this Trailblazer. See your Delmarva Chevy dealers.
I'm Mark Stevens from Hartley, Delaware, and I utilize the USDA's Wetland Reserve Easement Program to improve wildlife habitat for deer, waterfowl, and other wildlife while improving water quality. If you have at least 10 acres of woods or wet, unproductive cropland, you may be eligible for compensation to restore and protect the wetlands on your property. To learn more about the Wetland Reserve Easement Program, contact your local USDA Service Center.
The Make It Ford Summer Sales Event is on. Amazing offers and a great selection of the best-selling trucks in America for 47 years. Ford F-Series, gas, hybrid, or all-electric. These are the deals you've been waiting for. So don't wait. Make it Ford. Make it yours. Make it now. Make it 0% APR financing. Make it a 0 down payment and make it no payments for 90 days on select Ford trucks.
Watch for the IG Burton First Alert Weather Jeep. This is Coast TV News at 11.
This is just a great story here. A shark sighting shocked a man who was boating off the coast of Ocean City this weekend. Jeremy Mikalski was out on his boat when he says this huge basking shark swam right up to him. This might be one of the world's biggest sharks, but it wasn't shy. Mikalski caught the close encounter on camera. And then how about this one? Even took a selfie with the shark.
It just swam around the boat for a little while, and I'm taking pictures and videos, and then it just came right up to the boat, nose up, and I was kind of like staring at it. And I was taking pictures, and I'm like, I wonder if this thing's going to stay there long enough for me to do a selfie.
I don't know if I would have dropped my phone or even thought to pick it out, but that's incredible. Basking sharks are known generally to be harmless to people.
Eli Lilly says starter doses of the weight loss drug Zepbound are now available in single-dose vials. The company says the move will significantly expand supply as it sees continued high demand. Instead of a preloaded injector pen, patients will use a syringe to draw out medicine. Tirzepatide is the active ingredient in Zepbound and Mounjaro, and part of a new class of medications used to treat obesity and diabetes that have skyrocketed in popularity.
Happening right now across Delmarva, the Chincoteague Chamber of Commerce photo contest. It's underway. You can see the 2024 winner on your screen next to me here. That's a belted kingfisher. I'll have to take their word for it. Grab your camera and snap a photo that shows the scenic landscapes, fascinating wildlife, and just the natural beauty of the Chincoteague National Wildlife Refuge. The winner is going to be featured on the 2025 annual pass. The contest runs through September 16th. The winner will be announced October 1st. Coming up in sports, find out if the Nats could get even in the series with the Yankees and whether their top prospect got his first major league hit.
Busy roads, busy skies. Labor Day weekend is going to be slow going if the projected numbers pan out.
And it looks like the numbers are going to be in your favor to enjoy some outing, but it's just going to be fair because it's going to be so hot, 97, so you're going to need lots of water.
Late Night with Seth Meyers. Late nights on Coast TV.
There's DNA. Then there's heavy-duty DNA. HDNA. It's engineered into every aspect of the GMC Sierra HD. With the pulling power to prove it. Tow hitches of the world, prepare for glory. Get 5.9% APR for 84 months on Sierra heavy-duty Denali models. That's almost $7,000 in average finance savings.
Here at the Delmarva Design Center, appliances, cabinetry, countertops, tile, and flooring come together in one showroom. We have specialists in each division, such as myself in countertops, to not only ensure you get the best product to fit your needs, but that your selection fits seamlessly with every element of your project.
When I came into the Delmarva Design Center and see that big collection of slabs, that makes really the decision seamless.
Delmarva Design Center. Great design starts with great inspiration. Selbyville, Delaware.
Chesapeake Healthcare welcomes new adult medicine doctors to their team. Dr. Mitchell Gittleman and his associates are accepting new patients at their office at Winter Place Parkway in Salisbury. Chesapeake Healthcare also expanded their adult medicine team to accept new patients in Pocomoke and their office in Berlin. Together, Chesapeake Healthcare offers an expansive team of adult medicine doctors and practitioners across the Lower Shore in Salisbury, Princess Anne, Berlin, and Pocomoke. Call the office near you today to schedule your appointment.
On Coast Life, we have the top warm getaway spots to help plan your fall, plus expert tips to help your kids smoothly transition to daycare and learn why the walk to end Alzheimer's makes a difference. Coast Life, tomorrow at 4 on Coast TV.
Celebrate Labor Day with huge savings at Preston Ford.
Get $12,000 of savings off MSRP on select 2023 Ford F-150s.
Save $9,000 off MSRP on a new 2023 Ford Bronco Badlands. These are just some of the deals. Explore a huge inventory online at PrestonFord.com. With over 1,000 new and pre-owned vehicles on the lot, we're sure to have the perfect vehicle for you. Labor Day weekend is the best time to upgrade your ride at Preston Ford. Cars cost less in Preston.
Weather shapes our lives. At Coast TV, First Alert Weather means we are always at work, ensuring you have the information you need. Weather coverage that prioritizes you. Coast TV First Alert Weather. Your safety, our commitment.
Get ready for one more blockbuster summer weekend at the nation's airports. The TSA is gearing up for a big finale to a record-breaking season. Karen Kafa is in Washington with a look at when Labor Day travel will hit its peak.
The Transportation Security Administration says they're gearing up for their busiest Labor Day travel period ever. The TSA says they expect to screen more than 17 million passengers between this Thursday and next Wednesday. The holiday weekend set to cap off another busy summer.
We certainly saw a lot of travel in 2023. The same has happened in 2024. Labor Day weekend isn't as big of a travel weekend as, say, July 4th or Thanksgiving in the fall, but it is a time for most people to close out their summer.
Despite hot demand, airfares were down nearly 3% in July from the year prior, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Katie Nastro of travel website Going says travelers can find end-of-summer deals.
We're seeing great last-minute availability for specific areas, especially domestically, as people tend to travel less. Kids are back in school, families aren't traveling nearly as much as they do in the height of summer.
Aixa Diaz of AAA says drivers will see savings too.
Gas prices have been coming down considerably. The national average is now about 50 cents below what it was last Labor Day weekend, and we've seen prices come down about 15 cents just in the past month.
Tuesday's national average for a gallon of regular gas was $3.35, according to AAA. And Diaz says barring any storm impact to Gulf refineries, prices should continue to fall into September. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
In sporting news, a big money deal for Jason and Travis Kelce, the brothers, teaming up with Amazon's Wondery to distribute their New Heights podcast. The deal reported to be worth a whopping $100 million. The Kansas City Chiefs tight end and the former Philadelphia Eagles said they were, quote, thrilled about the next phase of New Heights. I bet they were at $100 million. The contract with Wondery includes global distribution rights to all audio and video episodes, as well as the back catalog. The New Heights debuted in September 2022. The award-winning podcast welcomed a new audience last year after Travis started dating Taylor Swift. And speaking of sports, the Nationals' top prospect gets his second night at the plate in the big leagues. The Delmarva Sports Network's Michelle Roberts has the action from Game 2 of Yankees-Nats in D.C.
It only took 2 major league games for Dylan Cruz to make his presence known. After going 0 for 3 with the walk last night, he came back tonight and went 2 for 4 at the plate and helped the Nats go on to defeat the Yankees 4-2 in Game 2 of the series. Let's see how it all went down. In the bottom of the second, no score. 1 on for the Nats, and Cruz sails this pitch from Garrett Cole back to left, and it bounces off the bottom of the wall, and Cruz treks to second for the rookie's first big league double. Jumping to the bottom of the fourth, 1-0 Nats on the 2-2 pitch to Andres Chaparro. He crushes this fastball to left field. It's gone. The solo shot is his first career home run, 2-0 Nats. An electric inning for Washington. Next batter, first pitch to Jose Tena. Showing his power, smashes his second career home run. The Nats hit back-to-back bombs for the second time this season. Nationals up 3-0. Bottom 6, Tim Miza pitching now for New York, and Cruz taps a slow roller, and the throw to first gets away. Cruz advances to second base on the Yankees era, a rough inning for New York defensively, and Cruz wasn't done. He goes for third base, and the ump rules him safe. Another career first for Cruz in this game. Nats lead 4-0. Top of the 8th, bases loaded for the Yankees. Judge hits into a 6-4-3 double play. 1 run scores for the Yankees, 4-1 Washington. In the 9th, 4-2 Nats now. But Torres flies out to right field, and the Nats hold on, defeating the Yankees 4-2, tying the series at 1. Game 3 between the Yankees and the Nationals decides the series tomorrow night here at 6:45 p.m. Reporting from Nats Park in Washington, D.C. for the Delmarva Sports Network, I'm Michelle Roberts.
It's time to take another look at our Coast TV poll. What do you think is the best minimum requirement for short-term rental stays in Ocean City? Looking at the screen here, it's changed yet again. It looks like 33% saying no minimum at all. 51% voted for 3 days. If you haven't voted yet, you still can. This poll is up on coasttv.com and our news app. We'll be right back with a final check on the forecast.
The UV Index Weather Report is sponsored by Ocean City Tourism, somewhere to smile about.
It's time to take your outdoor living space to the next level. Shop the Labor Day Outdoor Sale at Johnny Janosic and get 0% APR for 60 months or take an extra 20% off. Don't miss the Labor Day Outdoor Sale at Johnny Janosic.
It's Toyota's national sales event. Swipe into end of summer fun with an exciting new Toyota. Whether you're paddleboarding in a RAV4, mountain biking in a Tacoma, or tubing with your best friends in a Camry. You'll find plenty to post about all summer long.
Right now, get a new Tacoma SR5 with low 4.99 APR financing. Or lease one for just $279 a month for 36 months.
Come in today. Ooh, like.
Toyota, let's go places.
Marty Rendon is ready. Building on his legislative work in Congress and UNICEF, Marty chairs the Legislative Committee of our Delaware Human and Civil Rights Commission, and he knows how to unpack the issues that matter most to you: traffic, healthcare, education, overdevelopment, and more. Marty's ready to fight for his neighbors in the greater Lewis, Rehoboth, and Dewey Beach communities.
The only baggage I carry is yours.
Vote Marty Rendon on September 10th.
When you're close to the land and the sea, you can taste the goodness. The historic Lewis Farmers Market brings farms closer to tables. Meet the growers, talk to the people that milk the cows, and pick the perfect peaches. Organically grown fruits and vegetables, sustainable meats and eggs, A2 dairy products, artisan breads, and fresh local seafood.
The historic Lewis Farmers Market is in the park every Saturday from 8 to noon and at Crooked Hammock Brewery every Wednesday from 8 to 11:30 a.m.
It's the Chevy Summer Drive at IG Burton Chevrolet. Right now, take home a Silverado with up to $10,000 off, or get 1.9% financing with no payments up to 90 days. Plus, discover huge savings and great lease payments across our entire lineup, like $249 a month on the Chevy Trax or $299 a month on the Equinox. Details at igburton.com or any IG Burton Chevrolet location in Melford, Seaford, Lewis, or Berlin. Nobody beats a Burton deal. Nobody.
Save big during the Labor Day sale at Johnny Janosic. Get Delaware's guaranteed lowest prices, plus 0% APR financing for 60 months, or take an extra 20% off. Now through Labor Day Monday at Johnny Janosic.
Classic cars and Jeeps are rolling into Ocean Pines in style. The Worcester County Chamber of Commerce says spectators can watch the cars show off at the Ocean Downs Casino and Racetrack for free. Pre-registration for cars is $15. On-site day of is $20, cash only. This event runs from 9 a.m. to noon on Saturday.
Real quick reminder that we do have the air quality alert that has been issued for our area. We're going to be under an orange alert just about all of the Delmarva Peninsula, staying in effect at least until Wednesday morning. Now, in addition to that, we also have this dense fog advisory right off of the Ocean City coast and heat advisory in the area, generally speaking, as well as Newcastle specifically. Keep up with your forecast by calling our telephone line, sponsored by the law offices of Baird, Mandalis, Buckstead, and Federico. The number to call is 443-880-9100. Your forecast is just a call away. Finally, here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling exclusive 10-day forecast. Now, we're calling for an alert day, a yellow alert day on Wednesday because of the excessive heat, but now we have the air quality concerns piled on top of that as well. So this is throughout the entire day. And then we're going to keep things going and hopefully give you a break from the rain by Labor Day.
Thank you, Paul. And thank you for joining us for Coast TV News at 11. For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is up next. We'll see you tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.